This is the Adams Polishes collab with InterVac wall mount vacuum system for your garage. And at 199 bucks, it might be one of the coolest wall mount options that's available. Now with that said, there are two things that I was a little bit concerned with this. One being that it is a bagged system. So it's not a wet dry vac, but honestly in the situation where I'm using this in my garage, I'm not vacuuming anything up that's wet. So for me personally, it's a perfect solution. If you need something that's, even if you need something that can vacuum wet stuff, I still have my normal wet dry vac over in the corner, but this is awesome for having something super accessible to clean up my cars, keep everything looking great. Now the other thing that I was worried about is the hose. Now this thing has a 35-foot reach, but it collapses down to about 8 feet for easy storage. So as you can see here, it's just stored on the wall. Another thing I love about this thing is all the mounting options that it has. You have all the brushes and attachments that it comes with stored right up here, so it's really nice. But this is it for the hose, guys. That's it. Very, very simple. All you do is just open up this little latch, plop this in, and you're good to go. Your on-off switch is right there, and that's it. But my concern with the hose is that once it's extended fully out, is it going to be constantly wanting to recoil on me, kind of fighting against me? And the biggest concern in my mind is that going to be causing it to kind of bang up against the side of the car? Definitely don't want that. I found that at 35 feet, yes, it does want to recoil back, right? Obviously that makes sense. But for me, my car is right next to me right here. This is mounted on the wall. And I'm able to, obviously the driver's side where it's accessible right here, super easy to work with. And for the passenger side, when I go around, I simply just take the hose, extend it all the way out, tuck it under the back wheels, and it's no issue at all there. So it's going to be dependent on what your situation is. So really think about that, what your use case is, how far you really need it to reach. Again, at 35 feet, if you just need to get in the corner way down the way, to clean something up and you're okay with it being kind of extended fully out and more taut, then that's okay. But for usable situations, probably keep it within 15 feet or so, I would recommend. Now I also picked up two other wall mount vacuum systems for your garage, but they are significantly more expensive. One of them is the Vacuum Aid, which I've heard nothing but fantastic things about, but again, much more expensive. And then also the ProLux wall mount vacuum system for your garage as well. It's actually a car detailing version. They actually have like a foam injection thing on it. So I'll be testing those out down the road as well. They're still just in boxes over here. So I'll eventually be swapping this out, putting one of those in, testing that out and seeing how that goes. But again, at 199 bucks, the value here is insane. So this unit comes with everything you need in the box. The piece itself, the accessory tray comes separately. It just slides right on into place. Very, very simple. There's 4 mounting holes in the back. You can either use the mounting instructions that they have, a little guide, or I just made my own. I just laid pieces of tape over it, marked where the holes were, peeled the tape off, put the tape on the wall, drilled in, and I was good to go. Very, very simple. It comes with all the mounting hardware that you would need. I personally didn't use it. I didn't want to make a bigger hole. I just used regular mounting hardware, and it's solid, guys. It's on there. So this part, again, is just the part that's slid on, but other than that, it's fantastic. Accessories-wise that it comes with quite a few. Let me pull these off here and show you guys. First things first, we've got a nice little crevice tool, right? Always need that. That's all. This is kind of the majority of my detailing is done with the crevice tool, so that's nice. And again, it has all these clips up here as well, so it holds everything into place perfectly. Then we have a wider brush attachment, which is really, really nice. We have an elongated brush attachment, also very nice. And then, let me go ahead and put these guys back in here real quickly. And then we also get an extremely long, flexible crevice tool, which is really, really nice. So it's plastic on the ends, rubber on the inside, so it's nice and flexible. This one's interesting. It's very, very similar to what Buff Bright came out with on their tool that you can get, which is right here. The Buff Bright one is slightly longer, okay, slightly longer, but it does have a different tip. As you can see, the one from this vacuum has this hole here, obviously just to reduce some suction at the piece there. And I don't know if I like that or not. I honestly haven't used this one yet, but I don't know if I like that. The one from Buff Bright does not have that. So just a little note to mention, not a huge deal. Like if I found this was bothering me, I would just, I could simply chop this down or just tape over that or something like that and I'd be good to go. So this just tucks in, you just bend it and it tucks right, oops, there's a little, there we go. Tucks right in nicely. Everything is there and stored for you perfectly. Now there's also another little attachment that you get. You do get a mounting piece for this. So you get a brush with wheels for your floors. So really nice. And then you get this extension, which is awesome because you just push this piece here and it's fully extendable as well. So you actually have a good amount of reach with this. So I love it. I'm just gonna throw this back on here really quickly. I keep this thing stored with that on there just to keep it simple for myself. But other than that, guys, it's really nice to have an all-in-one solution wall mounted that is just here for me when I need it. I just boom and I'm working. And again, like I said, 199 bucks is a fantastic value for that. So now let's go ahead and get into the performance metrics of this thing. I will tell you, right when I turned it on, I was like, wow, this thing has a lot of suction, a lot more than I had initially anticipated. Also, you do have this little door there as well. If you want to reduce suction, you can open that up and change that up a little bit. That's pretty standard. Most vacuums have that, but this is a nice one. So what we're gonna do is I have my water lift gauge here. So I'll test that. And then we also have my little CFM meter. We'll test the actual volume of air going through this thing and see how it stacks up to some others that I've tested. So the way this runs is the numbers on the inside are inches of water lift, and then the outside is kilopascals, which is a common measurement for this kind of stuff, but we're just gonna look at it with the water lift. So go ahead and turn it back on again. Okay. We're at just about 50 inches of water lift with the door open. So let me go ahead and close that. Look at that, guys. We are up to 100 inches of water lift. 100 inches. That's a lot. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw on this meter. I'm gonna set it to max, so wherever I get it, whatever the highest rating is, that's where it'll stay. Okay, so for me, that maxed out at 27.3 miles per hour. So I gotta go do some calculations and I'll be back and let you know what the CFM rating is for that. Okay guys, I'm back. Now I actually went on the website and found out the specs that they have listed. Now they list it at 110 inches of water lift, which is fair. I was getting 100, but you saw in that first one it was bouncing between like 100 and 125. So 110 seems fair to me. They list the air watts, which is usually, it's a little equation of water lift times CFM gives you the air watts. They listed at 512. Now, when I did my test, I got 27 CFM. Multiply that by the 100, that comes to 320-ish, right on that, 318 air watts. So there is a discrepancy there. I don't know why. I will say this thing is, like the suction on this thing is incredible, significantly higher feeling than others. So I did realize that when I do the test in the past, I test it not through the hose. I test it at the machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly, test the airlift there, see what we get, and then I'll test the CFM. Okay, first things first, water lift. Definitely a bit higher, probably 110 there. And then this one, I have to, again, I'm just gonna set it to max so that it holds, and then try and wow, fair enough, guys. I'm amazing. So those numbers that they actually list are 100% accurate, which I'm blown away by. Usually it's not 100% accurate, right? So we were at the 110 inches of water lift, and this was the max rating, 39.6 miles per hour. If you do the calculation of that, 40 miles per hour times 110, comes to 518. But again, this is registering 39.6, so slightly under that, so they're 512. It's spot on. Now, because we tested that with the hose at its just normal capacity, probably about that 8 feet, let's go ahead and extend it all the way out now and test it again to see how much loss in suction, loss in performance you get when it's fully extended. All right, we'll just go here. It's not full 35 feet, but it'll give us a good indicator of where we're at. Water lift did not change through the hose, still at 100. And then let's go ahead and reset this. And we did lose some there. We're down to 22.1 miles per hour, so we definitely lost some of the CFM. Let's just see. I mean, it's still, the suction on this thing is unreal. All right, so there you have it, guys. At the actual wall mount, right from the unit itself, perfectly accurate, crazy numbers, 512 air watts, 40 CFM, 110 inches of water lift. Fantastic numbers, like really, really good. When we go through the hose, we do lose a little bit of performance. Regardless if you're at 8 feet or extended out, the water lift drops to about 100, which is still unreal. And then when we go to the CFM though, we do lose some. From 8 feet, we drop down we're at 40 CFM, then we drop through the hose at 8 feet or so, it drops to 27, and then extended out, we're about 22. So you do lose a little bit there, but you do not feel the difference, honestly. It feels incredibly strong all the way through. All right, so there you have it, guys. The new Adams Polishes InterVac collab. That's another thing that I really, really appreciate about Adams is they didn't come out with this saying, this thing's ours. I mean, InterVac is still listed on there with them. It's just something that they provide through their own site, branded with Adams. It's awesome. They do a lot of the scouting on their own with these products to make sure that they're not releasing something that's bad. So they hit it out of the park with this one. This is a great, great little vacuum wall mount option. Again, you don't get the wet dry portion, but outside of that, the performance is amazing. The accessories are fantastic. The wall mount, super easy to use. I love it. So that's it today, for today's video, guys. I hope that video helps you. Please make sure to like the video. Make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you on the next one.